Let's give them all a hand. Good morning, SEC.
Good morning.
Is it safe to say that we all know that we reap what we sow?
Yes.
But do we understand why we reap what we sow? Do we know the mechanics behind it? Or do we just think that God rewards those who do good things? There is a mechanics behind reaping what you sow. It doesn't just happen arbitrarily. You see, what happens is, well, first of all, you have to understand that we live in a universe where everything is energy. This building is energy. The chairs that you're sitting in is energy. You and I, we're energy. Your thoughts, your words, it's energy. Your emotions, compound word, energy in motion. Emotions, it's energy. Everything is energy. And energy has vibrations. It carries vibrations with it. These vibrations are constantly going out and either attracting or repelling other vibrations. So as you harbor thoughts, you're putting out vibrations from your thoughts. As you deal with your emotions, you're putting out vibrations from your emotions. So what happens essentially is this. If you have a thought of prosperity and you have the emotion and you're speaking the word, you're putting that vibration out. That vibration goes out and finds other vibrations of prosperity. So lack would not be showing up in your life. Now I know sometimes it seems like what we're putting out we're not getting back. And if you're like me, you may have questioned it. So I want to share with you guys a little piece of me. I want to be transparent. I want to share with you how I dealt with that doubt. Because it felt at one point in my life like what I was putting out was not what I was getting back. Let me come out here and speak to you guys. Men, I'm going to talk about a relationship. Years ago, we met. There's a little interest, but I was pursuing other options. Brothers, y'all know what I'm talking about. Nothing wrong with that. That's how it is sometimes. But years later, I'm in a different mindset. And so now, I'm interested. More so I start flirting. Next thing I know, I'm in a relationship. And we all know what it's like when you're in the beginning stages of a relationship. You're literally high on your own supply. Serotonin, dopamine, oh man. And you overlook things that you probably would not have let get by you before. You know what I mean, Monica? So when I started to settle in, and I got comfortable with this relationship, I started looking at it differently. Because now my mind is taking over. And I'm looking at it, and what I'm seeing is I'm putting out more than I'm getting back. I'm doing everything that I understood that was asked of me. But it feels like I'm not getting my reward. I'm not getting my return. So I'm putting out this vibration, but it doesn't feel like it's coming back. That's human love. That's not godly love. You know, God loves unconditionally. When I think of unconditional love, I think of Khalil Gibran in the Prophet when he says, love loves for love's sake. We think love for our sake. What can I get out of it? It's always about us. What's in it for us? So in that mindset, I did what any red-blooded, self-respecting American man would do. I made a request. It's time I get mine. Right? That only makes sense. So I asked very specifically for a certain thing. Nothing. Buckets. Not a thing. As if I didn't say a word. And so now I'm angry. Oh yes, I am angry. So I went to God. Oh, did I mention this relationship is with God? I didn't mention that. I was angry at God. Now that may sound like blasphemy, but you got to tell the truth with yourself. I spent most of my life angry with God, and I couldn't admit that. Do you know what that feels like?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a volcano about to erupt, and you're doing your best to hold it down, but you just don't know. You don't know when the day's going to come, when it explodes all over the place. So I was angry at God, and I said, God, listen, this is not working for me. Everything you asked of me that I understood, I did. Where are you at in this relationship? That's right. I'm questioning God because I'm not seeing it. And I think, or at least I thought, that's how it's supposed to be. If I do a certain thing, I'm supposed to get back. Let me tell you a little bit more about what happened so you truly understand. Those of us here at SEC, we understand the spiritual mind treatment. So before I asked, I did a spiritual mind treatment. Now I'm going to break that down to you. That's 5 parts to a spiritual mind treatment. I recognized God's greatness. I unified and understood that I am one with the Almighty. There's no separation. I made my declaration. That was where I declared a certain thing was going to happen. I gave thanks as if it happened right there, as if it was put in my hand in that moment. And then I released it. No need to worry about it anymore. Because I'm in this relationship with God, and everything is all good, and I'm warm and fuzzy inside, and I'm trusting on God to show up. And when God didn't show up, imagine how I felt. And all of a sudden, my carnal mind starts looking at everything I've gone through in my life. It starts justifying my anger, because that's what we do. Think about it. Every time you get in an argument, the first thing you do is you back up and you justify yourself. So I was justifying my anger. I thought about every single time God didn't show up in my life. I remember being a little child and having both of my parents just kind of drop out. Oh, one was physically there, but she wasn't there. And so I remember the pain of that. And I thought about all the hard times coming up. And it just felt like I was alone. Kevin, you know what I mean? When you feel like you can't turn around, nobody's got your back. When you feel like you're out there and everywhere you look, it's just you. And if it is to be, it's up to you. So I lived my life under the aegis that if it is to be, it's up to me. And anything I couldn't make happen wasn't going to happen. But then I entered this relationship with God, and this was new and exciting. In a very different way I was in a relationship. And my understanding is God would take care of me. So Reverend Michelle, where was God at? But see, right there. But see, what I did not understand, 2 things. 1, every time we get upset is because we don't get what we want. I threw a 5-year-old's tantrum in this 45-year-old body. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anybody in here say they haven't done it? You're not telling the truth. I gotta tell the truth. I threw a tantrum like I was a little kid. Because God, you didn't give me not what you promised me, but what I wanted. It was all about me. My heart was broken. And I dug into the past to justify that. So, being the man that I am, I reverted back to if it is to be, it's up to me. So I tried to bully God. God, I am tired of hearing other people talk about they challenge you and you show up. If you're up there, God, then show it now. Right. That's right, bullying God. Because God didn't show up for me. And other people telling all these wonderful stories. You know, God, look, let's negotiate. If you do this thing for me, I promise I'll never do this again. Or I'll start doing this. Not me. No. God, you got till midnight tomorrow night to give me 1 of 3 things. Oh, I'm serious. I was furious. This is years, decades of anger now. And so I spelled out specifically and clearly, so there was no questioning what I wanted. 3 things. Now, I'm not a greedy man. Any one of them 3 would be fine. Midnight the next night, nothing. The next day, in the shower, because that's when I'm hollering at God when I'm in the shower. It's it, God. It's over. I ain't even got words for you today. This Reverend Tyler, take it back. All this spiritual stuff, we done. I'm about a whole new life now. But let me tell you, like an enamored lover who was only jilted once, I came right back. I didn't last 20 minutes in this breakup with God. Because you see, I love God. And anger does not mean hate. It just means anger. But the anger don't go away unless you face the anger. But I'm still trying to find out, if I'm putting this vibe out, why am I not getting it back? The people, here's the part I really want y'all to get, because we're about to get deep now. I sat down with Harvey, and I said, Harvey, if God is all there is it not safe to say that God is synonymous with life? Okay. Sounds good. So, are you angry at life? I don't think so. You know, if I was the author of my life, and I am, I may not have penned it exactly the way it is, but I'm making my edits. But then I had to think about it. Am I showing up in life the way I really want to show up in life? And so I started following a path of thinking that helped me understand that, to a degree, I am angry at life. I'm angry at life because I feel like I've been carrying this load on my back and there's been no support. I feel like I've been trying to take a hill with a butter knife and there's no cavalry. I'm all alone and no one's coming. So yes, I guess I was angry at life. I was angry at life, I was angry at God, but God and life is one and the same. And what I was seeing is that God wasn't there for me. So then the deeper part of me spoke, the spirit. And it said, Harvey, let me talk to you for a minute. Because maybe you have this all twisted. When you were a kid, there were some rough times. And yeah, before you got out of elementary school, your mother was going through some issues and she couldn't take care of you the way you needed. But in that time, never once did you starve. Even when she didn't have your food, you ate.
That's right.
In that time, no one ever touched you inappropriately. No one ever physically abused you. In that time, even people who gave you bad advice pointed you in the right direction. How do you think you made it from there to here? You think you did that? You think it's all about you? You think it was your own will that got you from there to here? No, huh? God was with you every step of the way. So I reevaluated. If I and the Father are one, I live and move and have my being in Him. God dwells in me as me, then maybe I'm mad at me. So that was painful. Because how can I be mad at me? I didn't do anything. I did my part. So now I sound like a crazy person because I'm having a conversation with myself. But I followed that same line of questioning. And what I found is, yes indeed, I am mad at me. I am mad at me because I haven't shown up the way I want me to. I'm mad at me because I don't trust me, because I don't trust God. And trusting God is trusting me. You see, my first relationship is here, but this relationship is synonymous with my relationship with God. So when we think that we love ourselves, you got to love God. And you got to get in touch with all of what's going on with you. So let me tell you what was going on with me. When I was a little boy, I went into the metaphorical mind food store. And I walked down the seed aisle, and on the left, I had peace, love, and happiness. And on the right, I had anger, frustration, and disappointment. So I got one of them plastic bags. Y'all know the bags, it's on the road. Ripped it off, got me a quarter cup of peace, quarter cup of love, quarter cup of happiness. Now don't judge me because I was a little boy. But I turned to the other side, and I got me some anger, some frustration, and some disappointment. Now why would I do that? To this day, I don't know. Someday I will. But right now, what can I say? When I was a child, I did childish things. Now that I'm an adult, it's my job to undo some of those things. So now I got a bag with all my seeds mixed together. And what do you think happened when I planted them? I had a mess, Reverend Michelle. I had a mess. Now, it's safe to say that peace, love, and happiness started growing. And I thought, this is going to be all right. Peace, love, and happiness. But the minute the bud started opening up and it started to blossom, the weeds of anger, frustration, and disappointment started wrapping around my peace, love, and happiness. And it started choking my peace, love, and happiness. And so now what I'm understanding is that my whole life I've been putting out this vibration. Yes, it's love, it's peace and happiness. But the minute I get there, those weeds, anger, frustration, and disappointment start choking my peace, my love, my happiness. It starts to pull me right back down. So think about what I'm saying here. I wanted to know why I didn't get what I asked for. Because I didn't trust God. Because I planted the wrong seeds. You see, that would have gave me some happiness. And in my mind, that would have felt like love. But I also got these seeds of anger, frustration, and disappointment. And what did I get? I got disappointed, and then I turned to anger. So what I learned is, as I chop these weeds off of my peace, love, and happiness, they keep growing. And you got to get down to the root. You got to pull them out by the root, and you got to get rid of them.
Yes, sir.
Once you do that, then your peace, love, and happiness can grow. And so for me now, it's all about letting my peace, love, and happiness grow. You see, this was in the middle of me doing my spiritual practices. It felt to me like when I got let go from my job and I said, all right, God, I'm yours to do what I want, that God would show up for me. But what I didn't understand is I still got issues. I'm still putting out a different vibration, Rev Michelle. And I got to change that vibration. God has given me the opportunity. The more I did my spiritual practices, it was like fertilizer for the weeds. Because the more I tried to get closer to God, the quicker these weeds started growing. And that's a message. We would think, that's a problem. Why is it working that way? Because you can't get close to God while you still have these weeds. So it's coming up now so that you can unearth those weeds. So that you can be the man, the woman, the person that you're supposed to be. And so I understand now. And now I'm on a different path. And now I can get the true meaning of you reap what you sow. Because I understand the vibrations that I was putting out. And I also understand how to feel it within my body. And I'd like to ask if we can do a meditation together. If we have a minute. Let me have you go within. Close your eyes, breathe deep, relax. Breathing in deep again, relax. And let's take a powerful third breath in and out. Now I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel? Just ask yourself, how do I feel? If you feel anything in your body that has a negative vibration, put your hand over it and send love to it. Take a moment and be with yourself. How do I feel? How do I feel? How do I feel? How do I feel? And once you put your hand over a particular part of you and you're sending love to it, ask, why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this? And now we're going to imagine that there's a soft pink light directly above our head. The light slowly starts to move down, touching the top of our head, down our foreheads, past our cheeks, down the neck, across the shoulders, down the arms. Feel yourself completely engulfed in this pink energy. Pink, the color of unconditional love. As it moves down your chest, down your body to your waist, down to your knees, down your thighs, down to your feet. Be with that for just a minute. Absorb that pink energy. Absorb that feeling of love. Take just another 30 seconds to do that. now, let me have you come back. Before I go, I just want to say this. Everyone in the sound of my voice has been blessed with a special gift. You're all unique, every one of you. If you truly, truly want to reap some benefits in your life, it's time to start reaping into the world. We live in a beautiful world that's getting sicker by the day, and it needs each and every one of us to show up the way that we were meant to show up. Let's all trust in God, and let's give God God's due by showing up the way we were meant to. Let's reap what we sow by putting good things into this world. Thank you.